Hi, everyone. This is Product Fit, Airtime's podcast series with exceptional product builders telling their behind the scenes stories. I'm Akash, the CEO of Airtime, a real time research engagement platform empowering product teams to improve product adoption through rapid validation. Today, my guest is Efrat Lev, co founder of Mary Poppin. Efrat, a pleasure to have you here. First thing, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and Mary Poppin?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. This is such a fun space to be around and talk about products. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Mary Poppin, and our platform lets small businesses pop up their shops with local homes. We're building a marketplace that connects between homeowners, small businesses, and local communities in home-hosted shopping events. And Shopping events have been around since the 1950s. It's quite a big deal, leading to a direct sales market now evaluated at over $760 billion. We
Wow.
kind of took the concept of a shopping party and Robin Hood it to the people who can benefit the most out of it, which are small businesses. They make 99.9% of businesses worldwide, and businesses who are micro to small businesses, which means 1 to 5 people working in the same company, are 94% of all businesses lack opportunities offline. And because it's really expensive to own a shop and you have to spend a lot of money and commit to a long-term relationship.
Let me Robin Hood a little bit into the background of Mary Poppin. It's a pretty cool idea. I like it a lot, and I also like to attend such events. And I'm curious how you came up with the idea of Mary Poppin and why you decided to say, okay, this is the idea I'm going to work on.
Well, I never planned on becoming a startup founder. I come from a little over 20 years of public relations, worked with some of the biggest companies in the Israeli consumer market for about 11 years, and then decided to open my own office. And for 6 years, took everything I learned from the big ones and brought it to the micro to small businesses. I worked with, I think, hundreds of really, really small businesses in the Israeli market. And talking to them, I fully understood an immense pain. I think it's something really common that people use in the startup world. Like, what is the pain that you're trying to solve? Uh, when small businesses are in constant survival mode, and when I say survival mode, that I mean that close to 65 to 70% of all new businesses are going to shut down within the first 3 years of opening. So when you're in constant survival mode, something is not working right. So when you talk to small businesses and trying to bring them in front of the media and in front of customers, that's what we do in public relations. You really get to understand that these are not just companies, these are people who are trying to do their best at bringing to the world what they have. It's sort of like I have an idea, I want to bring it to the world. Let's do that. And so trying to figure out what really like small businesses, what their pain is, what they're lacking. You come across several verticals, let's call it that way: sales, marketing, um, time management, and funding. When we talk about funding, micro to small businesses don't have a lot of funding or don't have a lot of money. They have an idea, they're producing it, they're trying to sell it, and then pretty quickly they understand that they lack the other vertical, the sales and marketing aspect of the situation. And then when you try to make it online, it's really difficult because nowadays you literally have to be a content creator slash influencer slash multi-talent person just to get about like someone's attention online.
You said you talked to hundreds of such businesses, so you did your research. You know the pain. How do you know that there's a big enough market for Mary Poppin out there beyond the people that you talk to?
Well, Mary Poppin as an idea didn't start off as a company. It started as an idea for a PR campaign. I was working with a small brewery making beers, and they wanted to launch a campaign to get people's awareness of uh, their new products. And in PR, you ask them, okay, so where can people find you once they read about you? And they had no point of sale, no website, no salesperson, and I didn't want to be the person to say, well, no, we can't do a PR campaign. I wanted to say, okay, like maybe there are some other ways. And all of a sudden, I had this idea that I was going to find them, that brewery, between 10 and 15 private homes across the country. And then the homeowner is going to invite all their friends and neighbors and community. We're going to do pop-up bars of their brand. And then I can go to the press saying, this and this brewery is doing an Airbnb beer. So it's a
Sweet.
good headline. It catches the eye. And from my experience in public relations, I knew that it was going to get headlines. Like I knew that it was going to do something for them. And then once I got back home, I realized, why am I just doing this as a campaign? This should be a platform where people who don't have a point of sale and are struggling with the online and are struggling to find another salesperson um, can find millions of homes very similar to the concept of Airbnb. If you don't have a hotel, if you can afford a hotel, but you still want to travel, why not find a home? Why not crash at someone's place? So it basically started as a campaign for PR, and then eventually we decided to take it to a whole new level. And then you asked about like, how do you know if people want that? You don't. You research if there is a market, because I already had a successful PR business. It's not like I wanted to close my business and do something else. But you, as the startup founder, I'm sure you can relate to that. You feel like you're in the presence of something that is much bigger than you, and it pulls you into that direction. And then it got to a point where I would find myself at like 4 o'clock in the morning in a Jason Pollock mode, typing and understanding and researching. And then after a couple of days, I realized that, oh my God, there's so many people that can literally use that. And then, okay, there's a market. It's a good idea. I know how to promote it. I know what to do with it. I probably would know how to find the early adapters or the customers. What do I do next? And that's when lots of other things come to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Fascinating. And I love the story of like, starting a campaign and then from a campaign you like spin out a business idea that is so valuable for small businesses. I want to dig a little bit deeper into the product itself. Yeah, you're like a startup, early stages, yet you do need to make a number of important decisions on what to develop, how to build your product. What are you going to be your next features? And I'm interested in, when you make these decisions, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the level of uncertainty that you experience when you have to make these decisions?
Well, it's an interesting question because I would understand certain levels of uncertainty when you build something and then you want to test it. When I first tested the product was me. So there were lots of levels of uncertainty, I think, to a point where I felt paralyzed because I researched the idea. I I knew it in my heart, like I visualized everything to the smallest detail, but then stepping out into the real world and saying, "Hi, my name is Efrat. This is my idea. Who's coming with me?" Uh, I would have to say takes a lot of courage. And when I mean courage, it doesn't mean that you have to be strong and independent, and like you have to be wholehearted about it. Because if you fully believe it, then you step out and you ask it. And it took me, I would say, about 3 months to gather enough courage and post it on Facebook. And I was scared out of my brains because all the bad thoughts keep on rising up and saying, like, what if people aren't going to like it? And I spent so much time researching it and understanding it and building the flow. And but then about 4 hours after posting that this is my startup, this is what I do, uh, hosting events at home. Does anyone care about it? Like, would anybody want to join? And then within 4 hours, I had about 100 responses, 22 shares. Um,
Unbelievable.
and we had the first event, 10 businesses participating.
Did
And
you think that moment, why didn't you post it earlier? Or you were just enjoying the moment?
no, I was terrified, to be honest, because it came to life pretty fast. Imagine 4 hours and you see the responses keep on coming up, and Facebook notifications. Back then I didn't know how to turn off notifications on Facebook, so my phone was going wild. And at some point it's really, really fulfilling, and you feel so excited. But then on the other hand, you're like, oh my God, this is really happening. What do I do next? And mind you, I was all alone. I didn't even know the concept of a solo founder or anything. I was just all alone trying this concept and figuring out what happened. But then the first event happened, and we had a turnout of about, again, we had about 10 businesses participating. We had about 180 people from the local community showing up to the event, all women. And it was such a fun vibe. And then, like, on the event, I met three more women who said, oh my God, that Facebook post was so cool. Can I do that? And then one event led to three more events, and three events led to 12 events, and then 12 events, and so on. And now we're over
That
100. So, and working in
amazing,
the US.
amazing story. Um, Tell me, let's go back to to your platform for a second. I'm interested in you have multiple types of users, and I let you explain what these are in a second. And I'm what curious about is how you go about their requirements and wishes about the product, and how you try to juggle with these requirements from different directions.
So we have, I mean, a normal marketplace would have two sides. We have three. We have the homeowners who want to host a shopping party. We have the businesses who want to pop in and participate in an event. And we have the local community who are local shoppers or friends of the host or local customers of the businesses that are in. And we aim to target all. Right now, we're only focusing on two sides of the market, which is the homeowners and the businesses. And the platform mainly connects between these two. Homeowners will say, hi, my name is, I'd like to host a shopping event. Uh, I'm into fashion, jewelry, handbags, arts and crafts, swimwear, and yoga wear. If anybody would like to pop in and participate, now is the time to say. And then businesses get notified when relevant events open up near them or in the area or that are relevant to them. And they apply to the host. And then once they're selected, they get sent a booking link in which they pay to participate in an event. Each event has between 5 and 8 different businesses. They don't compete with each other, they complete each other. So there are no two jewelry designers in the same event, but they complete
Okay.
the experience.
So as a shopper, when you go to a home, then you have all these different offerings, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a complete experience for the shopper. So it's a mini mall or a mini fair or a mini market, but it's in
So
someone's home.
so if I can like paraphrase what you said, you're focusing on helping out or helping the businesses and the sellers find each other, and then you leave them to take care of the marketing themselves, right? Of finding
Uh,
their buyers for now.
no, we actually help with marketing and marketing content as well, which takes us back to what you asked before, like what was the pain and marketing and sales. Most businesses, and we're talking millions, so I'm comfortable in saying most businesses um, are not good with sales or marketing. They're good at what they do, which is design or produce or um, envision something different. So one of the biggest things that we learned and provided service for that was the fact that people asked, okay, so who is in charge of bringing the local shoppers? And at first we did it only on the host, but then we realized that we can teach people to work together. So once an event is up, businesses are provided with a full set of content marketing material. All they have to do is copy paste and add their photos and then tag other people that are participating in the event and tag the host. And then once people see that there are several different people attending the same event, promoting the same event, and working together, then exposure is between 5 and 10 times higher than
Oh yeah. So
normal.
it's it's like a snowball, right? It's a small, start small and then moves on.
Definitely.
Okay, good. Amazing. Efrat, I have a last question for you, which is not related to the product. You a bit already talked about the founder's journey and the roller coasters that we go through. And one of the phenomenon that I observe with myself and with other founders is that it's very difficult to like stop for a second, look back, and acknowledge the work and the performance that you put on the table. Because talking about myself, I like looking forward always and looking all the milestones that I haven't hit yet, and I'm just so focused on it. And what I'd be curious about is to know is how do you like deal with this, and how do you stay happy as a founder and be proud of your acknowledgments or
Uh,
accomplishments?
I don't know about like happy is a part of my DNA. Like I enjoy doing what I do, but doing it like building a startup is has nothing to do with fun. It's very difficult, but I consider it very similar to um, like you know what? Like I'm not gonna compare it to my family, but like raising kids is very difficult, but you do it with so much love, and you know that it will never end, it will never stop, and it's just going to keep on growing, and it's just going to keep on demanding different things in different stages of life. So this is what startup life is for me. I'm completely into it because I chose it. Most of the time it's not fun. Doing the dishes is not fun at home, but you do it for the sake of the family. But and there's a lot of money involved in it, so it makes it really risky and everything. But it's it's a wholehearted choice. I fully enjoy what I am doing, what the team is doing. I love being around the team. And I find other things in life that make me happy. And I don't think you should, as a startup founder, put all your joy and happiness factors into the startup. This is something that you do. You have to do well. You have to be fully into it. You have to be so dedicated to it. And the end result doesn't matter because there's always stuff to be done. There's always something that's going to happen. And I don't know. I don't focus on having fun with it or being happy. I feel honored and privileged that this idea came through me and that I have to bring it out. And that's exciting enough for me. And I love the responsibility. I sound like a dork, don't I? But I really enjoy it. Like I
No,
think you have
I
typecast to do a startup because it has nothing to do with building a business. Startup is a whole new.
yeah. But I really appreciate your honest answer here, and I'm sure, like, if we talked to an Olympic champion, let's say like Michael Phelps, and you ask him how he feels when he swam 10 kilometers a day, like, I don't think it would be an honest answer that he felt happy when he got out.
No,
There are moments when you feel very proud and happy, but it's mostly hard work, and I appreciate you not sugarcoating that and
no.
being
I mean,
honest.
you definitely have to be, and I fully understand it now. You definitely have to be a certain typecast to run a startup because coming up with ideas is awesome and amazing and it makes you feel really excited, but the execution part, which is I believe the most important part, um it's it's time consuming, it's very emotionally draining, and you have to be fully into it and enjoy the path and enjoy the road, knowing that it's never going to end. There's always going to be something. You asked if, like, do we stop and acknowledge successes? Probably. I do it for the team, and but um, I don't know, maybe because I also came from public relations. You can work for 3 months for a single news article, but once it's published, then next, like, we have to move on to the next item. So
Yes.
I'm kind of used to it, so I don't get excited when things happen. I get excited if I see my co-founder excited, because then it helps me visual, like it helps me see that, oh my god, something really happened. We should stop now and acknowledge that and celebrate it. Then I stop for like 5 minutes and then I move on to the rest of my tasks. But
Efrat, thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for giving us a glimpse into your business, into your thinking and feelings. And I'm very grateful for the session. I learned a lot, and I wish you the best. Also
thank
to
you.
Mary Poppin. Hope to see you around.
Bye.
Take care.